BioWorks has released its annual report for 2021, and with me I have CEO Jonathan Royce. We're going to talk about the past year, where BioWorks is headed in the longer term, and what trends he sees for the industry as a whole. Jonathan, BioWorks has been described as a well-positioned niche player in a fast-growing and exciting industry. Can you tell us a bit about the company and your business?
Absolutely. BioWorks is a company that was founded in 2006 with the idea of improving on the agarose technology that's used in many purification applications. And today we have a full portfolio of chromatography resins that span the entire range of applications from size exclusion to affinity, and we do a number of customized resins as well. We sell to a global customer base, and we have employees that serve that customer base globally, including a network of distributors.
So what would you say sets you apart from the competition?
The main thing that sets us apart is the underlying technology that we use to make the beads. We use a patented method that creates more uniform size in the beads and a more uniform pore size distribution. And that allows the users to achieve a higher purity and a higher yield in their applications, which ultimately saves them money.
Now that you look back on 2021, how would you sum up the year for BioWorks?
2021 was a really expansive year for the company. We grew sales by almost a factor of 3. We doubled our production capacity through an investment in the factory. We added a number of new members of our commercial team, which increases our reach out to our customer base. And through those initiatives, we also secured a number of new production customers, both contract manufacturers and pharma companies that are now using our products in GMP production.
And what about 2022? How does it look so far?
It looks good so far. We recently released the numbers for the first quarter, and we grew sales by 135% in the first quarter. We also have a very nice backlog going into the second quarter, just over 8 million crowns. And I think that puts us in a really good position for the first half of the year, and we see no signs that our momentum is going to taper in the second half of the year.
And if we look a little further ahead, what trends do you see that will affect the biotech industry as a whole?
In the short term, we see that there's a really big wave of clinical manufacturing that started during last year and is continuing into this year. There were very few clinical trials during the pandemic, except for COVID vaccines. Now lots of projects are coming back online, and that creates a really big demand in the market for raw materials that are going to be used in these manufacturing operations. So in the very short term, we see that the demand is very high, lead times are long, and many customers are looking for alternative suppliers right now to be able to keep their projects on time. In the longer term, what we see in the industry as a whole is there's a big diversification of the underlying molecular structure in the drugs that are being brought to market. So we've gone from a situation a decade ago when many people were just talking about antibodies to a situation now where there are many different structures that are being used. It can be peptides, oligos, also sort of variants of antibodies. And all of these are starting to create a need for more diversified tools to produce them and purify them. And that's an area where we think BioWorks can provide a lot of value to customers.
Talking about BioWorks, what do you see specifically for BioWorks moving forward?
So BioWorks is really committed to staying focused on our core technology, which is biomolecule purification. We are going to continue to invest in our facilities and try to keep lead times ahead of customer demand. We also are going to be developing new technologies that meet the needs of some of these diversified, some would call maybe niche applications in the market, where we think that there's a real need for dedicated technology that's not being served by bigger players on the market. We are also looking at some adjacent technologies that we think could complement our portfolio, but still within the realm of biomolecule purification.
So, if you would sum it up to all the investors out there, why is BioWorks such a great investment? I'll give you 60 seconds.
Okay. Number one, BioWorks allows investors to participate in the high-growth biotech market at a lower risk profile because we spread the risk over many drug projects. Number two is that we also generate revenue early in the life cycle of drug projects, since clinical manufacturing also generates revenue for BioWorks. Number three is that we see that there is a large need in the market and interest in the market for alternative players in this space. It's a market that's dominated by a few large players and a handful of medium-sized players, and there's definitely room for more suppliers here that can address customer needs. And fourth, BioWorks is a company that's very well positioned for growth. We have the basic foundation in place, a great quality management system, a very nice facility where we can continue to grow for several years, and an established sales team that's now really starting to generate a lot of interest in the company and its products.
If someone watching wants to learn more about the company, what should they do?
If you want to learn more about BioWorks, the best place to start is on our website, www.bio-works.com. Go to the Investor Relations page. There we have news about the company and all of our most recent financial reports. And don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn.